It has only been a few days since Biggie's mother, Valletta Wallace, passed away, and already, details are starting to slip through the cracks. Allegedly, she had undeniable receipts about what really happened to her son, and sources claim that these revelations may be coming to light sooner rather than later. Even before this, it was no secret who she believed was responsible.
I think I always feel some sort of, responsibility because I'm in this thing with him, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's my artist, and he was supposed to go to London that night. And, I let him talk me into, not going to London and staying in LA. And that, that's something that really bothered me, throughout my life, is sometimes you have to really go with that decision in your gut. And in my gut, I was like, you need to get on the plane. But sometimes when you don't listen to your gut, and this is God's world, it's his plan.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's one of the things I regret, not making sure that he went to London.
She made it clear time and time again that she was convinced there was a cover-up and that the truth about Biggie's murder had been deliberately buried. Valletta Wallace never stopped fighting for justice for her son. She dedicated her life to keeping his legacy alive and ensuring that people never forgot the impact he made. In a 2021 interview with Entertainment Weekly, she admitted that while she was never a fan of rap or hip-hop, she made a conscious effort to listen to the music her son and his friends loved in order to stay connected to him.
Cried so much that day, just listened to the music. I remember I stood, I rested my head on the stereo, and I just cried like a baby. And that was therapy for me. And I said, oh my God, that was a talented young man to put those words together. And he had a beautiful voice. I love his voice and the way he came off, I appreciated him as an artist and as my son.
She spoke about him in numerous interviews over the years and was among those who honored what would have been Biggie's 50th birthday when the Empire State Building was lit up in his memory with a special King of New York tribute. While preserving Biggie's legacy was important to her, she was also relentless in demanding justice for his murder. Word on the street is that before she passed, she had one final wish allegedly. She wanted the person responsible to finally face the consequences of what they did. There has been speculation for years about who that person might be, and the amount of evidence pointing in one particular direction is hard to ignore. Valletta Wallace was very vocal about her belief that the LAPD conspired to keep the details of Biggie's murder hidden. She did not hesitate to speak out about the injustice, calling out the authorities for their lack of action. In an exclusive interview with Daily Mail, she opened up about how deeply the loss of her son had affected her and her family. She described the pain of waking up every single day knowing she would never see him again and revealed that his sister, Tayana, continues to struggle with the loss. She made it clear that no amount of time could ever heal the devastation they felt as a family. She also spoke about how difficult it was for her to see Biggie's death commemorated each year. While she appreciated the tributes, she admitted that the anniversary of his passing was something she preferred not to discuss because it was simply too painful. According to Valletta, the detectives investigating Biggie's murder knew exactly who was responsible but were part of a conspiracy that ensured the case would never be solved. She believed they had done their job, uncovered the truth, and then deliberately chose to do nothing about it. She openly stated that she had a very good idea of who was behind her son's death and was convinced that the LAPD knew as well. She expressed frustration over the fact that despite the evidence, no arrests had ever been made. She strongly believed that someone was being protected and that powerful figures were involved in keeping the truth buried. Many people have speculated about who she was referring to, and for years, one name has come up repeatedly: Diddy. If there is one person who has benefited the most from Biggie's death, it is him. Allegations have surfaced that even in the immediate aftermath of Biggie's murder, Diddy did not seem to be grieving, but was instead focused on maximizing profits. A Rolling Stone article about him revealed that he pressured Bad Boy employees to push Life After Death to the top of the charts, seemingly obsessed with ensuring the album's success rather than mourning his friend's passing. Former employees recalled how difficult it was for them to balance their grief with Diddy's demands. Unlike him, they were devastated and simply wanted time to process their loss, but they claimed he was relentless in his focus on sales and marketing. The accusations against him don't stop there. Kirk Burroughs, former president of Bad Boy, revealed that Rolling Stone initially wanted to feature Biggie on the cover in tribute to his legacy. However, Diddy allegedly shut that down, insisting that he should be on the cover instead. Burroughs claimed that when he tried to convince Diddy to allow Biggie to be the focus, Diddy dismissed the idea and said, "No, he's dead. I'm putting out No Way Out in July. I need to be on the cover." That decision ultimately led to the now infamous 1997 Rolling Stone cover with the headline Puff Daddy, the new king of hip-hop, solidifying the perception that Diddy was more concerned with his own career than honoring Biggie's memory. Valletta Wallace never gave up hope that the truth would one day come to light. She was determined to see justice served and believed that even if it took decades, someone would eventually be held accountable. When she agreed to be a part of the film City of Lies, which focused on the corruption surrounding Biggie's case, she made it clear that she wanted the world to know just how deep the cover-up ran. She spoke about how those in power had done everything possible to suppress the investigation, refusing to expose the corrupt police officers involved. She accused them of prioritizing their own careers and reputations over seeking justice, and said they had gone out of their way to ensure the truth remained hidden. She also made a point to honor Russell Poole, the former LAPD detective who dedicated his life to uncovering the corruption in Biggie's case and ultimately died still searching for justice. She believed he was a man of integrity who paid the price for trying to expose the truth, and she hoped that one day his efforts would not be in vain. She even said, "Russell died exposing them. He was a man of his word." His wife said he died of a broken heart because he didn't see justice. All he saw was corruption and pure lies. In another interview with Entertainment Weekly, Valletta Wallace said, "As long as I have life, there's hope, and I hope when I'm not in this world anymore, my friends and family will carry on the fight." Diddy once admitted in an interview that Biggie's death brought in a massive amount of money for him. He openly stated, "I think his passing added to the fame. At least 2 million of the nearly 5 million copies of No Way Out sold were due to his death, straight up. And that doesn't necessarily feel good, but that's the reality." This statement alone raises a lot of questions about how much he benefited from the tragedy. Kirk Burroughs also revealed that Diddy had a certain jealousy when it came to Biggie's friendship with Tupac, at least before their infamous feud. Allegedly, Diddy wanted to be close to Pac, but Pac had no respect for him and wasn't interested in any sort of friendship. The assumption is that Diddy played a role in initiating the beef, with Kirk claiming that he encouraged Biggie to write diss tracks. He even pushed for the release of Biggie's 1995 single, Who Shot Ya?, knowing it would be interpreted as a direct shot at Tupac. This is something that Biggie's mother, Valletta Wallace, was allegedly aware of. She always believed that Biggie and Tupac truly cared about each other and that the feud was something forced onto them rather than something they wanted. Then there's Gene Deal, who has been vocal about his suspicions regarding Biggie's murder. He strongly believes that Diddy wanted control over Biggie's music catalog and that this could have played a role in his death. Gene even claimed that Diddy had plans to leave Bad Boy Records after securing a lucrative $62 million deal with another label.
Big was showing me a contract because I was saying to Big, Big was like, "Yo, Gene, I like you. I would take you with me, bruh, but you love that too much." I said, "Love that too much? What do you mean I love it too much?" He said, "Yeah, you love him too much, bruh. I would take you with me." I said, "How you gonna take me with you and you broke?" He said, "I'm broke." I said, "Yeah, you broke, man. You owe Mike Gadget $30,000 for the system and them drop boxes he put in your truck." And he was like, "Yo, how you know that?" I said, "Talk and run their mouth, Big." Yo, he said, "Oh." He said, "But I'm about to get this money." So he showed me, I said, "You about to get that money?" He said, "Yeah, look at this." It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Little Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray, Tracy
Lee.
Tracy Lee and the commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million, it comes out to like $62 million. I was like, that's what I said. I was like, damn.
On top of that, Gene has also said that Biggie's death was an inside job. He pointed out that the car Biggie was in had a suspicious mark that wasn't there before, further fueling speculation about a setup. Jean also spoke with Valletta Wallace before she passed, and according to him, she made a shocking allegation. While she was in hospice, Diddy allegedly began selling off Biggie's publishing rights. She also reportedly expressed her support for Gene in his efforts to expose the truth about Diddy. That alone says a lot. Valletta herself had spoken out about how Diddy exploited her son. In her 2005 book Biggie, Valletta Wallace remembers her son Christopher. She wrote, "The truth is, Christopher accepted the illusion of a friend and mentor for about $25,000. That's the amount Puffy lured my son with. That was a lot of money for Christopher back then. As a 19-year-old, he had never seen that much at one time in his life. It was enough money to make my son believe that Puffy was ready to do anything for him. It was enough to buy blind love and loyalty. This makes it clear that she saw through the illusion of friendship Diddy created." Valletta Wallace fought for justice for Biggie until her last breath, and many are now hoping that her family will continue that fight.
So my whole thing about it is that it was somebody in our crew that wanted them to know that Big was in that vehicle. And to separate it, that's where you get there was more than one people trying to kill us. You understand?
You're right.
That's where you get that at, brother. That there was more than one, different people was trying to kill us. Because somebody wanted to know, yo, if y'all gonna get big, here go the car with the sticker.
Especially with recent reports suggesting that she had undeniable receipts that could blow this whole situation wide open. And if those receipts do come to light, things are going to get messy. What do you think? Could the evidence finally expose Diddy? What kind of proof do you think she had? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.